for no man, you know.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another exciting edition of Talking Parish League. I'm your host, Leroy John Baptist, and along with our executive producer, Mr. Mark Charles, and our co-host, Mr. Taddy Arundel. And first of all, apologies for our late start. I got a bit tied up in the traffic, and so I just got in here, so we just had a little late start. Before we go any further, let us do our little housekeeping matters. Recognize our platinum sponsor, the ACB Caribbean. Simple, smarter banking, and so we want to commend them. 65 years of service to the island of Antigua and Barbuda, and they're now looking to spread their wings right through the Caribbean region, and so we want to thank them for their continued support of the Parish League circuit. 43 years and counting. The Antigua Parish League and the ACB Caribbean having this partnership going. We also want to recognize Cool and Smooth, Amir and his team down there at the bottom of Market Street there, All Saints Road, sorry. There you can get all of your sporting appliances, you name it, you get them right there at Cool and Smooth. We also want to recognize the Cecil Charles Group of Company, Seco Pharmacy, for all of your pharmaceutical and medical needs. Be sure to check them right there at Seco Pharmacy at the corner of Temple and High Street. Also, we want to recognize Brands for Less, Carol and her team right there, just opposite the Old Deluxe Cinema. There you can get all of your clothing for men, children, ladies. I passed there the other day. I think I see them even selling hardware tools, your sanitization product, everything, anything you need. Be sure to check Carol and her team right there by opposite the Old Deluxe Cinema, just next to where old Zachariah, most of you would know that used to call Zachariah building, just next to there, that open lot, have some big fat teddy bears there, so you can't get cold in the night. Be sure to check Carol and her team there. For the best drinking water on the island, it's Blue Mountain Water, and that can be had by mega distributors there on the American Road. Be sure to check them there in an assortment of different sizes. And for the most tasty juice on the island, it's Pine Hill juice, and that is had by Hutchinson Wholesale right there on the Sydney-Wallen Highway. And for all of your plumbing and electrical needs, be sure to check Ahmad and his team there at Plumbing Electrical Limited, right at the corner there, just where the Potters Road and the Herberts Road meet, and that little corner, just right there to the, what direction is that? East, the eastern side of the road. There you'll find Plumbing Electrical Limited for all of your plumbing and electrical needs. And Digicel, the bigger, better network, we want to say thank you to them for coming on board and supporting the Parish League circuit. And so for all of your internet and connectivity needs, be sure to check them right there at the Digicel brand. All right, so that takes care of a few housekeeping matters there. And so today we have a very special guest, another knighted son of the soil. And so, but before we get to him, let me bring in Taddy. You know, Taddy don't like when we start late, so he look a bit itchy. But Taddy, you know, how was your weekend? How was your week, Taddy? And curfew always gone back to 11, so you can go lie a little late tonight.
And like the John said, Taddy itchy, you know. Like I said, when players come late for Taddy, you drop. That's the only time we drop players. But yeah, better late than never, you know. So, hey, weekend was okay, pretty much okay. But I must say, good afternoon to you in the listening audience who will support us every week. We have a special guest here today, which we have promoted and marketed secretly. Well, I don't know, it's the secretly and so, you know, I so cousin secretly and that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So, hey, just like that's when the people say, you know, we call each other jumping crab, you know, that kind of relationship we have with these guys. So, even slip now and then, they don't fault me for that. You know, don't fault me for that. But, like I say, Curtly is a special guy to me, you know what I mean? Special guy to me. Like he reminded me when I saw him first was 1984, when he just came to cricket. And we were going on this Parish League tour, and somebody dropped him. He might have been hungry. Somebody dropped him and wanted a fast bowler, but he wasn't unknown quality at the time. You know what I mean? I can remember I selected 2 Siam Boots. one Joseph, one Sweets. So the first I seen the Siam Boots was just Curtly, this tall guy. Then when I saw him, I said, okay, that's Danny's brother. I was well familiar with Danny, who went to Parish League first tour in 1980. and Danny was our super weak keeper and all that. So when I said, okay, this is pretty interesting. But I'm going to tell you one thing about him too, he was very stubborn. You tried to get in the ball this nice length and line, and he wasn't going for it. He wanted to bowl all the Yorkers. All the Yorkers. And then he began vexed with it, you know what I mean? So I had to bring in Andy. I was one time and say, try to convince him. Still couldn't convince him, but you know what I mean? Not even Andy could convince him, because he can yak everybody. I remember that distinctly, man. But I will tell you what I believe changed him a little bit. When he went to St. Thomas, he tried to yak at one of the guy, and the guy straight drive him. I see dash out the way. And boy, after that, he get vexed and start more bounce and so. It was alright. They said that good for him. He survived. I can remember that distinctly so well. That straight drive with John. I never mentioned it to him, John, first time. But I can see it now, nearly 40 years ago. I can see that. And that irked him out. He stopped me, vexed, and I kind of vexed. And he go away and test me still. They want nobody drive here, how the song go. And boy, I remember that. And after that, he really came, he go into his own. You know what I mean? But that's a hard thing him still now, because boy, to get into come factories or sometimes it get difficult to get when they tug of war with sweets and this and that. But I saw something special in him. And I was going to bet back with sweets back to him and I wanted to get him to play first class cricket. Because I believe he could make it big. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, John? I believe so.
Yes.
So I wanted to get him at factory, get him in the first class, atmosphere. I knew that he would do pretty well. I knew that. So what happens to him, John? Like I remember now too, when he came, he was 14, he played the first Parish League semi-pro,
Yeah, that's true.
The first Parish League semi-pro. So when he came in early, he was mingling against the best guys in Parish League had in those days. Those guys, Winston and Merck and Ferris, I playing in England and so on. So he wanted me to know, well, hey, them guys are much better than you, you hear name on radio. Okay, those days, John, you don't see no TV much, You're more weird, you hear man so good, more weird. When you see them, you're so good. You know what I mean, John? But I had experience having played against Pakistan and some Indian team, Australian team and so. And Lee and I was playing with winners, some barbarians guys. So I knew what the talent was all about. But those guys don't hear name. When they play against name, you play against the ball. You know what I mean? Play against. See when you come factory, right? And then knocking sweets. When you come factory, John, I can prepare the best pitch for batting. So this ball, I don't let the ball. And I get the best ball I can ball with too, not no cheapy ball. So when I say you're good for factory, you're good for anywhere else.
Good for anywhere else.
And that was it. So I can recall, that same. The thing. The next stage was till 86, when he made Antigua team now. He made Antigua team in 86.
85.
85, okay. He made Antigua. Say he made Antigua. I didn't realize that, John. He year before me. But as a matter of fact, that year I was selected too. Guess what? He saw right. I had to pick in Hungries on the team.
Yeah.
He saw right 85. I had to pick them. Mm-hmm. And I caused some problem. They said, tried to pick too much Parish League, man. It's combined school, man. So they look to fire me. I can't recall that. They look to fire me, John. But hey, I know what the guys can do. I know Hungry and correctly can do, man. I see them. I know the guys as good as anybody have.
Right.
But they were not incumbents when Winston and Ferris and Merck around. Because those guys were realized incumbents with Andy. We have still playing the time,
Right.
So, hey, to get on the team is not easy. But when the guys got in England, you get into
that is the opportunity.
Get in there. So it did very well. And I was telling you later, because I know Viv mentioned that something about that, to get him on the team and all that. To get Levi's first speaking son, he would like to struggle. And to get him in England to go play in England, he now match on the wall and so on. He was too old for the scholarship.
Yeah, I remember that clearly.
Okay.
Because I was 22 and I wanted somebody younger.
17 and so.
And it was Taddy who said, you know what, no, this man have to go England. And he was a Victor scholarship.
Right.
I wanted some young boy, not a 22-year-old. And I remember Taddy saying clearly, no, he have to go. And you know, them they Taddy vice big, you know.
Well, you know when Taddy talks.
Exactly, he by the back half, you know what I mean?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the voice, but let us just formally introduce him and welcome him to the Talking Parish League show. Good afternoon, Sir Kirtley, and welcome to Talking Parish League.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me. You know, Taddy called me and said, man, he never asked me, you know. Till ordered me around. He said, Kirtley, you have to come on the show. You know, I said, okay, Mr. Aaron, no problem. But he never asked him if he can come. Yeah, you have to come on the show. So I'm going to say, you want to things a Parish League day.
Well, Kirtley, if you see how he handles some of our guests, it's like you're still at factory, you know.
Well, we have that kind of relationship, so I just don't bother with him, you know. I know Taddy very well, you know. But I got to give him a lot of credit because way back in '84, when I started playing for Sweets, you know, he drafted me out to play for Parish League, combined Parish League, and me say, me not going away, man. You know, me not left Sweets going away, you know what I mean? But he said and say, man, if you not come, me go ban you.
Hi.
Got them days they call it Ayatollah, you know.
Yes.
So me say, well, boy, it's not sound too good, you know. That's growing up, me I say about Taddy rough. You know me, so when Taddy says do something, you have to do it. And me say, me nah going away, man. The man say, boy, you have to go up. Taddy serious. But I mean, I really enjoyed my time at Parish, at factory. He was a hard task master, I can tell you that. You know, he didn't give no compliment. Right? He didn't want to compliment. They came out good to do.
You're never good enough.
I am good now. You know, but I mean deep down, you know, he mean well.
Right.
You know, I remember one time too, just to fast forward a little bit, I started for West Indies. Right? So me take me a big dog now, you know what I mean? You can't talk him as you like. So, you know, there was a gap between tours. And me figure I want some training and practice. I'm not Taddy and the man. Can he push you?
Right.
So I got in the factory and I was on long catching. You know what I mean? And what you do? Hit the ball high in the air. And before you catch the first one, you don't hit the second one. So if a sprint, right? It was hard. So one time, but get there, I'm gonna drop the catch. You know? Now me expect Taddy to say, boy, good effort. Good effort? That's why West Indies can't win no game. I can't catch. You know? We said, that's Taddy.
Well, that is Taddy.
8 p.m. We Taddy every time, because it's easy. But I enjoyed my stint with him, because he's a tough man. You know, he doesn't make it easy for you. You have to really put in the work and the effort. I may enjoy my stint down there thing. And I mean, of course, Hongi Walsh was the bowling partner from the other end. We used to really have a good time and thing, play Vantiga together. You know, so I mean, Taddy deserves a lot of credit. And just me alone, when you look at the Parish League setup, the amount of players that gone through or passed through Parish League, and many of us not only play for Antigua, play for Leeward Islands, and many of us play for West Indies. That Parish League setup, you know, blood a lot of us.
Well, Sir Kirtley, we have definitely unearthed that. We're just about a year in our show now, and almost every week, every guest that sits down in this seat, they basically say the same thing about Taddy, the factory setup, the Parish League setup, and so it's quite evident that really did bring out the cream of the crop.
Of course, it certainly did, because let me tell you, Taddy and a kind of man who got to tell you nice things. Even at when A game, trust me, you're gonna know. And even when you're brilliant, you not get too much compliment. Later on, he may say, boy, you did well, but during the training, it drives you, man, you know what I mean?
No chance for you to get complacent and overconfident.
Never. Him tell you, when I play West Indies, I think, because I'm a test cricketer now, he can go easy. See him study out in there, he ain't change one day. You know, but he responsible for a lot of us come through Parish League, trust me on that. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, Kirtley, our program, you know, yes, most of us know of your accomplishment on the international scene, you know, the 98 test matches, 405 test match wickets, and, you know, all of your other accolades. But on our show, we like to take you back. We like to reminisce.
Right.
We want to know if you just drink arrowroot tea, cornmeal porridge, why you just eat, why you just drink if you just run with a mommy house to play cricket. Couple cricketers here now tell us now they just have to hide from mommy and hide from daddy to get a little game, and so on a 7-day Adventist or so.
Right,
so we like, you know, we basically take you back. So before we get to the Sir Kirtley, we want to know about the Kirtley Ambrose growing up in that village of Sweets, and you know what it was like in that household, in the community. And so that is really the genesis of our program, and then we might touch a little bit on your international career as to how it developed and how you channeled your way through all of the different challenges. So I don't know if you just want to go back, just tell us a little bit about your childhood, how you grew up in Sweets, your family, and you know how you got into.
And I'm glad to mention that, because when people interview me or talk about cricket, it's all about West Indies, and they forget how to start somewhere.
Right.
You know, so they think about. So I'm glad to mention that. Going back to Sweets, let me tell you, man. And when I tell people this, they look at me in a strange way, because I never liked cricket. That's the first thing. I never liked cricket. You know, we get all them things from America. So for me, basketball.
I heard that.
Dr. J and all these guys, you know what I mean? Back in the 70s. So for me, I want to be a basketball player. And if I couldn't do that, I want to play football. Or some people call it soccer, just to be sure, because that's American football.
Right.
So football or soccer. Cricket, I never wanted to play. I played like everybody else, tennis ball, cricket, or wind ball cricket, we call it, like everybody else. And when I was a young man, 8, 9, 10, I could have bowled properly, where other guys couldn't. And I could have bowled, right? It was so natural for me. But I never wanted to be no cricketer. My mother, bless her soul, was a driving force. Until they mentioned my brother Danny, who's older than I, used to play for Sweets and think we could keep a batsman, you know. So after he migrated to the States to join my father, right, I was next in line. So my mother keep driving me to play cricket. You have to play cricket. And I said, man, I ain't playing no cricket, man. And she could call all the names from the past, the 3Ws, Wesley Hall, and you know, Clive Lloyd, Kwan Kana, all these big names. I said, man, mommy, I ain't playing no cricket. You know? So I said, I ain't playing no cricket, man. And I remember she used to have a small radio that she used to listen to cricket all funny hours in the morning. It used to annoy me, because for me, I couldn't see the reason behind listening to cricket commentary, but she was a cricket fanatic. However, you know, I started playing, you know, wind ball in Sweets and stuff, and the Lewis brothers, you know, Enoch and Ed and Foster and all these guys,
Sonny and these
guys,
Bruce,
you know,
Bruce.
So that Lewis family was a cricket family.
That was a clan.
That was yeah, man, I tell you, Quitty and all them, you know.
Yep. Alvin,
you know. So the whole family was like cricket. I want to talk about Sweets. You talk about the Lewis brothers, and of course you got the Greens, Slam Bams, Mel and Stel, Green, you know, the guys. So all these guys were before my time, right? You watch them guys play cricket, and I said, man, I watch cricket because my mother used to force me to watch cricket.
Right.
I was like, man, I ain't got no choice. And you know, come back in the days for me, basketball and football and thing. And you know, anyhow, when I left school at 17, I played 2 years in school.
Okay.
Right? And when I went to All-State Secondary, I had a junior team and a senior team. The guys like Anthony American, them guys, L.D. Baptist, them, they had the senior team.
Right.
And you know, Foster Lewis was the captain. He from Sweets.
Yep.
And he pulled me into the junior team because we are from Sweets.
Right.
I never wanted to play cricket. Them days I go a little gentle medium pace. You know, hold my own. And you know, so if I'm going to play cricket, I want to be a batsman. I want to work hard. So I want to fast bowling. So I want to be a batsman, right? So I bowled a gentle medium and little batting and thing, and you know, that's how we started. And then after I left school at 17, I decided, boy, you know what? I know, right? My mother wanted to go to college and all that kind of thing, but I knew that for me, sports is what I want to do. I'm not going to be no doctor. I ain't going to be no lawyer and everything. I know that from early. So I said, you know what? Sports is my way out. And I fool around in Sweets and thing and blah. Then at age 20, I started playing for Sweets in 1984, right? And had success straight away before Taddy over here pulled me out of Sweets and came to factory.
Well, Taddy seems to be very famous for pulling talent out of people's place now. So.
You know, so I started with Sweets, had some success. As a matter of fact, Ed Lewis and the guys used to come and drag me to the house every weekend to play cricket. Because I'm a play this week, And next week, I said, you know what? I'm not playing cricket, man. I'm going to move this week. They must have literally jammed out of my house. Right? My mother used to wash my whites. Cricket play Saturday and Sunday. Monday morning, early and bright. My wife's on the line, hang up. I said, Mommy, cricket is the weekend. She said, no, she ain't taking no charge. You're not coming on, kind of thing. Have my clothes hang out on the line, Monday morning, early and bright. And Ellen gets to drag me to the house and said, man. And however, I started playing with Swedes. And then in 85, I made Antigua national team. Right? Winston Benjamin and so was there before me, the year before. Right. But like Taddy mentioned earlier, Winston went to England on the same privilege scholarship.
Okay. So that opened a little door for you.
Right. American, these guys went to England. So left a little room for me, Hungry Walsh and thing, you know. So as a matter of fact, when they selected the first team for Antigua, it was myself, Hungry Walsh, Kenny Benjamin.
Okay.
He was like, who Taddy? When you should live with Taddy and thing. He said, boy, Taddy not easy, you know. Taddy rough, go swimming on my foot, many laps and run up and down, and he's a bar murder. I said, Taddy not easy, Taddy wicked. But see, he paid off, right?
That's right.
So it was me, Kenny Benjamin, Hungry Walsh, Jensen Joseph, Gunner,
yeah.
and all young men. And they say they wanted like a senior player. So they brought in Andy Roberts to play the particular game against St. Kitts, right at the ARG, recreation ground. To nurture, so one of us had to be left out, right? So Andy Roberts could play as a senior man to mentor us. So it's between me, Flipper, Hungry, but Gunner must play. Gunner is all rounder.
Okay.
Gunner play.
So Gunner's spot was secure.
So it's me, Hungry, Flipper. 1 hour we can't play. Who is gonna be? Flipper was doing well, so just come from Australia or something, I think. Right, so he was gonna play. So between me and Hungry, the quickest out of the lot, terrorized my own Antigua. So look at me, gonna be the one left out. However, I got the nod, and Hungry was left out. And I remember clearly King Frankai was commentating, and Hungry looked at dread. So King Frankai gravitated towards Hungry dread,
Right.
And King Frankai on the radio saying, man, mistake, Hungry Walsh should be playing, not correctly, ambush and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, I can't blame him. He's a commentator, he calls it as he sees it.
That's his opinion, right?
Exactly. But I figure because Hungry kind of dread, you know what I mean? But I mean, if Hungry did play ahead of me, I wouldn't have been upset.
Right.
But I thought Hungry was ahead of me, to be honest.
Okay.
I thought I'd been left out. And I said, you know what? Opportunity here, boy, I ain't gonna miss this, boy. So I grab it with both hands and I got 10 in the match. Right? Someone said, well, I ain't looking back. They can't drop me now, But I was nervous.
No question can be asked.
Exactly. But I was nervous. Because Andy Roberts and Flipper opened a new ball. Right? And Luther Kelly, boy, shotgun Kelly, boy, start off with a racket. And then Enoch Lewis, now the captain, say, come, throw the ball, give me. Now I start shake. Because Andy Roberts, the great Andy Roberts, getting some licks from Luther Kelly. Kenny Benjamin get some licks. I said, boy, how am I going to do this? That in all the streets, down the vacation ground, OJ, Steele, all these guys down there. It was Enoch and Ed, the team and me for streets.
Right.
And everybody advanced the whole street down the boy, and boy, I started shake. I said, boy, how am I going to do this now? You know what I mean? And come on, and then he started off well, right? Because I was nervous. And I remember clearly going down to that Wood Boy stand. The Wood Boy stand down the corner.
The corner there, right where the scoreboard is.
Right. No, not by the scoreboard.
Let's go with
opposite.
And the other stand.
Oh, okay.
Right. There was a Wood Boy stand right there.
Okay.
The other stand.
Okay.
Call it Wood Boy stand. I don't know why. It was all Wood Boys.
Atari stand.
And let me tell you, I went down there, right? And OJ Steele, who was my bowling, opening part of the suites, bowling, said to kick on my CB. The beast of bouncing, because the ball had a bounce that Taddy mentioned earlier.
Right.
If I bowl a ball, hit me for boundary, I look at the lick it down. So that question was in me from ever since, right? So he still call me currently bouncing and moves, beef of bouncing.
Okay.
So he said, CB, come on, man, you're better than that. You're better than Steele, And I said, boy, OJ, nervous. I said, nervous what? It's a game of cricket, come on, man, you can do better than that. And that kind of perked me up.
Shake you up.
Yeah, man. And I bowled a bounce to Kelly, and he went to hook. He just lob up in the air thing, matches the Simon, the keeper. Just go up and catch it. After that, I said, wow, I can do this thing, man. But I started running, man, both on bump and thing, and, get 71st innings, 3 second innings, and, And I remember Andy Roberts was feeling middle of most of the time.
Right.
Tell me what to do and that kind of thing, and, blah. So, I learned quite a bit from Andy Roberts. That's the only game he played. He didn't play the next one.
Okay. It's just to get you all introduced into it. And
we should have won that game too, and the competition. we draw against St. Kitts that first game. Then, well, we won't talk about that. All kind of things, all kind of mix-up story. But we should have won that game and the series, you know. But that was in the second game against Nevis right here again. Huggy came in, you know, and Robert sat out, and then we moved to Montreal and Anguilla, you know, and we came second. St. Kitts, I think, won the year the Teddy. I think it was St. Kitts won. Or Nevis.
I think Nevis.
Nevis, yeah. We came second. We beat Montreal and Anguilla. We draw against St. Kitts and Nevis, and you know, we came second and thing. And but that's how we started mostly. But everything was from sweet, wing ball cricket, and them Lewis guys used to drag with them house, man, which my mother enjoyed, you know, because she wanted that.
She wanted that.
You know what I mean? And so when a lot of people, as a matter of fact, when I left school, you know, I decided I'm going to look for work to do. My father lived most of his life in St. Croix.
Okay.
And they moved to New Jersey. You know, so Danny went to St. Croix, then moved to New Jersey, then sent for my old man, you know, and everything. So, you know, back in them days, you get a little barrel from overseas.
You feel like...
Man, you feel like a king in the village, you know what I mean?
You're stepping out.
Oh, yes. Father sent a barrel and thing, and you're going to get a little barrel, but you feel like a king. You know what I mean? Yeah, boy, we're moving big. We never had much, but we were content. We were contented with what we had. But when you get a barrel from St. Croix overseas, man, you feel like a king in the village, and we used to get barrel from time to time from the old man and thing.
Right.
You know? And I decided, I watched my mother basically raise 7 of us by herself. Because my father never really lived on Antigua much.
Okay.
You know? And he sent where he can send now and then. Not often, to be quite fair, not often enough.
Okay.
But my mother scratched and scraped, and how she did it, we don't know. But there's always food on the table and clothes on our back. And I don't know how she did it. Not up to this day, we can't know, but she just do what she have to do. She's the plait. You know them days they get plait.
Crochet thing.
Crochet talking?
Not crochet with the plait. You get the name escaped me. You get them bow man, cockroach bow or whatever.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
They and you just plait them. Plait. And she just sell them things and so on.
Sell on the beach and again.
Right.
We're talking like a little straw hat and... Okay.
And right in the backyard, little small backyard, she just plant a little potato and thing and that kind of thing, you know what I mean? So we have a lot of fowl and thing. So we have eggs and, you know, and we kill a fowl.
Self-sustenance.
Correct. And we kill a fowl now and then. You know, yard fowl are the best thing there. You know what I mean? And yeah, man.
Well, I see John would know what yard for. You know, we're a countryman.
I know about the yard fall. My first yard fall was near Whitey. I knew my yard fall Whitey.
I tell you, John, when the first time when I met Curtis' father was 1980 in St. Croix.
Daddy
was on Wiki for Parish first tour.
Yeah.
And I can tell you one thing. Danny and Curtly, they're splitting the image of the father.
Yeah. We look at it.
But you're not a doubt. You're not a doubt about it. You know what? I'm going to tell you to John. I hear them talking about the cricket stuff. But when they got to 84, I just put on the white hat. If you don't come, you're banned.
Yeah.
I invite her. He don't like cricket, this bossy, but he love. I say, well, you got to be cricketer. You got to come. You're not playing with them good sweets again. Done with it. So I just send the threat.
Right.
Get him to get
his attention.
And get him up shoulders and guy. Look, John, I know I never body around here.
Right.
So I know what the man capable of. Because I can say, he came when he told Parish to 1984. He tell you that journey. He came Parish to 284.
Yeah, that's true.
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas, that is true.
St. Thomas tour made it first tour. See, that tour to make it comfortable.
Right.
They feel part.
Rub shoulders with the other, so you feel a part of it.
You see, the thing about Parish to the journey, not only rub shoulders though. I can tell you something I experienced over the years. Some people are accustomed to living away from home.
Right, that is true.
So when they go on the first big tour, even the Parish tour was the biggest tour, not big like this Antigua team or Leeward Islands team. Something you know to fit in, you know. So John, is that the kind of experience you need away from home? Say the bands you make overseas, some guys that you compete against in Antigua are in St. Kitts, the friendship lasts for a lifetime.
Yeah, boy.
That's part of Parish League plan. You know, we get kind of some guys tell me, boy, they don't want to come Parish, you get afraid black. People come and tell me, guys who come and tell me that get black like me, you know. Hard, tough, taskmaster, you know what I mean? But I tell you, he came along and he did very well. But I can tell you something, I want to take it back to something you said earlier about those catching stuff, you know.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, I remember when he came first, when Viv wanted to see a fast boy for the island and so on. So This people tell me he can be fast, both leave that in his team. So if you're crazy, I'm too far, but fact you're hungry, watch and curtly and booze. So he said, okay, I come there tomorrow. So but Sunday, so I sit down and make sure I do factory the next day. Sure, can't miss practice.
Right.
So end the practice now, he said to me, I think I'm boozing up. But you look kind of weak. I said, say something, right? Nobody have a country week. No countryman week. Only problem he might have like a bit. But no, you know, that's what I said to Vivi. He can't feel so good yet. He not come long enough yet to be feeling for jelly. you know what I mean? But apart from that, you can like what you see.
Right.
So we'll put him in alert because he like my Miss Philly ball them. And the choppy catch. And one day OD. So I'm like early. He can get vexed with that.
Right.
So there's the way we got him in the Leon and Steve. And they tell you now, because see the same name he mentioned, the shotgun Kelly
boy.
Luther Kelly.
Kelly boy.
He said to me that the person that supposed to get him on the team said, can't go to second spell. So I said, hey, everybody tells a tell you lie. Okay, the second spell after lunch, when he started really fighting Bob and the man Kelly and them.
Right.
So if you get more second spell, the man was at the ground.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
It's like that was Vivi relayed that to me.
Right.
So I did defend that. I said no, not because the man wanted to really go second spell. I was selected to be around and see the game. So that wasn't the case at all. Because I can think they said when they want a man, they don't go about things. Because the knock about him was he was selected in the Cleveland Islands trial. 20 something. Right. Like I said, the other incumbents are the guys.
Yeah.
The guys ahead of him.
Yep.
But they played in England when they come back, they certain pick.
You're certain that's correct, yeah.
But as I said, my case was he played in the England tournament. If the other guy is not available, he's eligible.
Right.
Having played in the tournament.
Yes.
So that was our selling point.
Yeah.
They don't got him in the team to go to Guyana.
That's correct. In 86, yeah, for the last game.
You see, he mentioned another name too, The one who took the catch out of Kelly, the wicketkeeper.
Yeah. McChesney.
Yeah, Simon, yeah.
I sold him the one day too. Yeah, it was a win. So as a guy like Williamson Shell and Williamson Sinkins was the wicketkeeper. And he complained he had jammed the catching too much, but knocking gloves and going in the mouth. So he said, hey, Simon can do a better job. And they can't complain because Simon making the most of his fun.
Yeah, man. Simon's a good cricketer.
Now I went there. Very good wicketkeeper, very good batsman.
That's correct, yeah.
So we got it to them to go Guyana.
That's correct, yes.
And he was so fortunate that same way he ended up in the finals and won the final.
That's correct, yeah, against Jamaica.
Oh yes, but I remember that too.
Right here in the vacation ground, yeah.
So he plays some big matches early.
Early. I was thrown in the deep end.
Early.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
all right. Let me just bring in a few of our texters here. Some persons. George Ferris. It's tremendous pleasure to have one of the greatest fast bowlers of all times on the show. I would even go further and say he was the most accurate bowler in the world. Coach Abdel Hughes is in the house. Sir Kirtley, good seeing you, but I won't be watching to the end. Have to do my thing, okay? Thanks, Abdi.
Coach, yeah.
Warren Williams, good afternoon to the panel. Please give Mark Charles my number. Okay, Mark, you can take that number down. Ed Lewis, Sweets run Parish League for years. Tell them how we used to have to beg you to play in the early days. Okay, he did say that.
That's true.
Good evening, Sherilyn. Sherilyn from Sweets is watching in also. Joshy, evening, gents. Yes, Sir Ambi, nice to see you. And Marvel is also watching. Good to have you guys on board.
You remember Joshy? Indian guy player, man.
Oh yeah. Joshy. Yeah.
In England.
Yes.
Now, currently, before we get, because I see we're getting into the Antigua and Leeward Islands and even some of the West Indies cricket. Let's go back to playing some cricket for Sweets, and you know that rivalry, because at the early one of our early show we had the who was it again, Teddy? The Rose brothers from John Hughes.
Oh yeah.
And we understand that rivalry was a very
yes. Let me tell you about the Rose, man. You have a fast bowler we call Tamo. He now lives overseas for many years and things.
Country Western
Rose.
Okay.
And then the bigger brother Everett Rose.
Everett was the one on the show.
Right, Everett.
Crazy.
But crazy they call him.
Crazy, right.
Good cricketer, right? And then a blood man and the guys, So when Sweet play against John Hughes, they were neighbors.
Right.
Walking distance basically. And every time Sweet and John Hughes, because John's never on a cricket ground. And he's amazed. He's amazed me how they were so good. Like the little patch where they played on was nothing. But when it come to cricket, the guys were tough. And every time, because every game play against Swedes is a Swedes, obviously. And usually be tough playing against those guys, man. Crazy was one of the toughest guys you could come across. You got to lick him down, he don't care. I remember playing against John Hughes and the ball was bounced, he went to hook and missed, got hit in his face. You know, and I thought, okay, that's it for him. That's it? Crazy telling me, hey, you can't get me out of this wicket today, you're killing me. That was the kind of man he was. Tough, right? And so John Hughes Swedes always have this rivalry, man. Right, but before we even go on further, there's a guy from Swedes we call Bagger. He's a climb, call him Bagger. He doesn't play cricket.
Okay.
He's a climb coconut tree. And every Saturday morning, before we go play cricket, we go down to Body Pond. That's a little part in Swedes.
Yes.
Right. He climbs a coconut tree, make sure we get some coconut water to drink before we play cricket. That was my...
He juice you up?
Juice me up, right? So Bagger, just every Saturday morning, we get coconut water before we play cricket and oranges and stuff. You know, make sure they prep me up, get me strong, ready to play cricket, right? And another rivalry was Liberta.
Okay.
Liberta had the Walsh brothers, Hayden, Bessie Soul, Hungry,
John.
You know, John, Jammers, Chick, all Walshes, you know. Then they got Flipper Benjamin and them guys. So Liberta Swedes, whenever they meet, it's Bacchanal. If you go Liberta, everybody from Swedes to Liberta, all Liberta come out, they come to Swedes, same thing. So I remember we played the finals at Factory and Hayden Walsh, you know, Liberta batted first. And they had this big commercial on the radio. If you hear the commercial, Swedes versus Liberta. And the Liberta line up, Kenneth Flipper Benjamin, Vaughn Hungry Walsh, all kind of big fancy name, you know. Everybody's a Swedes dead. All here, Swedes versus Liberta, but everybody from the Swedes.
Everybody from Swedes, okay.
But the big name for Liberta, right? You know, here the Charlotte Walsh, and all the big, everybody walk with the Swedes dead. Swedes had no chance. Gone to Factory. And them days, Factory, there's a lot of big trees around. You see none there now? And I drive, well, you know, I'll tell you what happened to them. We got to play the game. My first delivery, a short ball to Hayden Walsh, and Gremo, I call it Gremo as well. You could hook good. First ball, a ball from the Factory road then, up the hill. First ball, short, hook me to the east. That little house you got there, church, you know what something?
Yes.
Over them bush into the, and Liberta, Mackie and all them guys, had a guy named Mackie from Liberta. Had the most mouth.
Everybody that.
I think in his face now. But Mackie will join everybody else. Mackie make more nice. That part with his umpire. First ball, bam, 6. Man, the Swedes dead. No, we don't vex, you know. Because we score one off me. Me running, boy, you know. And he figure me going into the short ball. So you're back for the weight. And the same yard get the talk about. Come look at me and we get vexed, you know. Right. Another bumper come, boy. Me running, you know. And then there's a yarker, you know, up in the foot, boom, leg before. Part of sending. And we there and the game of seesaw. One time Liberta win, the Swedes win, and we have back and forth. See all them trees up there I was talking about? Mackie. And all the brother spectators started broke out the tree limb and them in the wall. Swedes dead. Final act and all kind of thing. And we win the game. And up to this day, them trees never go back. So you know joy with that. It's the brother people.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 second, Tony. On that note, we're here with the great one, Sir Curtly Ambrose, and we're just really reflecting on Curtly Ambrose itself, you know, just growing up in that village of Swedes and, you know, that old childhood days and just gravitating into the sports. And you would have heard him said in the earlies, cricket was not really his pleasure, but eventually, you know, he crossed over. And so we just want to take this opportunity to thank our platinum sponsor, the Antigua Commercial Bank, ACB Caribbean, simple, smarter banking, and we for 43 years of commitment to the Parish League circuit, and we do appreciate their continued support. Yes, Taddy, you wanted to?
Yeah, I heard Curtly talk about cheese, but there was, I can recall too, you know, because they say in semi-pro when Curtly played and so
yes.
on. We saw some cheese in the back of my basket side,
Yeah.
What you see back then, that's what it was before. So big mac and cheese was there.
Big, yeah.
I remember hungry while born a bunk, so we went with 6 bites. 6 bites.
Yeah.
So we took out those cheese from back there. So we were closer. That's it. So the bar went right back to the board. You went back to the fence after that. So those cheese hungry. I don't recall the people pocketing the cheese. But I can tell you one thing. That name mentioned with Mackie.
Yeah, Mackie
was a very strong supporter of
very much so.
the supporter.
What?
He was real money.
Nice.
I can tell you that man back in the team.
Yeah, boy. Mackie, man.
And this, when Bruce come around, the Bruce sweets.
Oh yeah, Bobby Bruce, man.
Bruce guy.
I know. I get a deep voice.
Too much.
Yeah, boy.
That's a big rival with spectators.
Curtly, now. Let's go into now the community now, because you're talking about some of the what we call these characters out of the community. What was that effect on you? Did it? I know you said like in your first match you were nervous, but I believe that was more going on the play field.
Right.
But the community itself, that support or that vigor that they have, was that a motivating factor for you? Was that a threatening factor for you? How did you react to all these different characters putting this pressure on you to excel?
Well, it was more motivational for me because you got a group of guys in Sweets, like Riddle Jacob's father, right? He was always there. Solomon Edwards, right? So right. So you got a lot of, and my mother, of course, because where we live in Sweets is a stone throw away from the school, the cricket field. We just walk down. So she's there every week, sitting on a bed. Because the way the school is now, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
Right? It's built over now and everything, but it was a one long building. Okay. So we just sit there on some rocks and put on the clothes and and everything. So you got a group of people, in that close, and a mother and father. They live right next to the cricket field, just opposite the road.
Yep.
So you sit in the gallery every week and watch the game. So you got a bunch of supporters who expect Swedes to do well. Because before I started playing, you got Danny and Enoch and the guys before me. Swedes are doing well.
Okay.
So they expect the same trend to continue.
Right.
And so you got a bunch of guys who no matter where Swede play, always there. Some of them are rum men too. Had a little rum thing and did a sip and drink and you know what I mean?
Right.
So you got the support. So us, it wasn't really pressure. It was just a motivational thing for us to do well and continue that trend. And a lot of people don't know as well. Because when they mention Kurt Lambo, it's about cricket. When I left school, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go look work to do. Right. I watched my mother scotch and scrape for years to raise 7 of us. Right, basically by herself. And I said, you know what? I go look work to do, man. And my first job was right on Corn Alley. There was a clothing store, Dillos Martin. In a Barrow used to have his sports program, just opposite Barrow. Okay. There was a clothing store called Dillos Martin. I went to work there. And after a while...
Wait, so what ways to do is to help people choose clothes for wear and stuff?
Well, of course. So that's how I was introduced to fashion very early. So I see me dressed nice and slick. And I was just 17 or 18.
I know where that come from.
And after a while, but what I used to do, my mother was vexed because she wanted to go to college and thing and all kind of thing. And I said, I know I ain't going to be no doctor and lawyer. Sports, I ain't know what to do to help my mother. Them days, the Deluxe and driving was the in thing. Right. So I make my little money, Deluxe on a Saturday, driving on a Sunday. So my little extras. So I have to ask my mother for the money.
Right.
And I remember I used to catch the trunk. In a close to them, you have a trunk that carry workmen to public works.
Okay.
And I started work at 8 o'clock. The truck had to get to public works by about 7:15 to transport people from other parts of the island. I ain't got no bus money, all them things. So I used to catch the truck every morning like I work in the public works.
You like a work on the truck?
Yeah, man. So I used to catch the truck every morning. Because I mean, in the close and brother, you drive the truck right there next to me. So I used to catch the truck from there. We used to go to Liberta, pick up guys on Liberta, and then on to public works. So you take the truck, get the public works like 7:30 in the morning. Had to sit around for like half an hour before I go to work. And a lot of people don't know that. And after a few weeks, I said, you know what? Boy, you work in a clothing store, it doesn't feel all that manly. I think that's a woman's job, So we started to have second thoughts. I said, boy, not me and that. So my godfather, Roy Richards, from Sweets,
Aston Richard's father.
Aston Richard's father. Aston Richard, that.
Okay, yes,
Aston
yes,
Richard's
yes.
father. He's my godfather.
My father, uncle, so I bought him something.
Eh?
Aston Richard's father, uncle, I bought him something. But then another guy.
Yeah, man, Roy Richard, Aston Richard's father. He's my godfather.
Okay.
And he was working in the public works, has some clout.
Right,
So
right.
I got to say, as a godfather, I want a job, I want to learn a trade. And before that, one of his son, Alva, him and I grew up together. He's a
Okay,
few years older than me,
Yeah.
but he was a mason.
Okay.
Well, he still is. And I used to work with him like weekends when I was going to school, odd jobs to make my little
Your side money,
yeah, man,
yes.
make my little thing, you know. So I said to my godfather, I need a job, I want to learn a trade, right? And I was going to mason, because I know a little bit about line block and
Right,
plastering
right,
and thing,
right.
you know, because I'm a partner. So he hooked me up with public works and I sent me to Erling school.
Cool, okay.
So I have to get the truck in the morning from Sweets, get the public works, and another
Yeah,
truck from public works to Erling's and back. So when I got there, Caleb, you were Caleb.
You killed him.
Right.
You killed him.
He was the boss over there. When I got to Erling school, all it was, they were doing most of the carpenter work.
Okay.
So I said, why? If I tell them I'm coming as a mason, they might tell me go home and do mason work. So I started to think quick, you know. I said, no what? No, I switched to carpentry. I said, I'm here as a carpenter because I don't realize all wolf them deal with that thing.
Right.
And you just figure they were telling me. So if I was 18, I wasn't stupid. I was a little bit smart.
Right.
I said, boy, I don't want to go back home. So I tell them as a carpenter. So we started doing carpenter work and thing. And the guy from All Saints named Farrell was the A man. Because them days are A man and B man
B-man,
and
right.
apprentice.
Yep.
Right. So I was apprentice. So Farrell just took to me and just liked me, and he would teach me a lot about carpentry.
Yeah, shepherd you along the way.
Shepherd me, teach me to read the rule, and you know what I mean, and thing, and then you know, so that's how I became a carpenter. A lot of people don't know that. I do carpentry. I worked at public works for 3 years, between 81 and 84.
Right.
And then I started playing cricket for Sweets, and then move on to blah, 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 and the cricket kind of took over.
Right.
But I did my construction. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that.
Don't know that,
They want to
right.
figure just go up and be a cricketer.
Well, currently this is the purpose of this show. This show unearthed a lot of things that
You know?
some of us don't even have a clue.
Yeah, man. And
That you
so-
wanted to come in?
Yeah, see, strange that you said that, you know. I didn't want to go there. Okay, when I got the news that he was too old for the scholarship,
Yeah.
where did I find him? Where did I find him? Down by Villa, by Percival gas station with Francis.
Yes.
Doing a thing by Patrick Church or some building doing between the alley.
That's correct. That is so true.
Remember
They're
that-
building the church.
Oh, yeah,
I was
I
working
remember
right
that
there.
district.
Yeah, carpenter.
So the lady using him, boy, Curtly. Boy, say too old for the scholarship. Boy, Curtly, look like you are dead. So I said to myself, boy, if you go by VVR right now, and if you're not too far from there, up a gamblers.
He was in gambles at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yes.
So I with him, hey, Jimmy, come with those. Man, I got him up and said, so I said, look, this nonsense that I would, man said, Curtly, I was too old for scholarship. Like, I just come from Curtly, like you aren't dead now. The man very disappointed. So why this song for me? Anything you tell them white men in England do, they do. Call them and tell them we'll make an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
He must go.
Right.
So he called them. So he got the scholarship.
Yeah.
I broke the rule.
22 was too old. Yeah, they didn't want to.
I remember he was working down there at the same Catholic church.
Yes.
Right.
This is where I found him.
Yeah.
The Catholic Church, right? Yes. Okay. So when you see that, you see Curtly handing it that.
Yeah, man. I was doing
I remember that distinctly.
Yes, that's very
He
true.
worked as carpenter
Right, that's true.
with the man Francis Midway gas station.
Yeah. Talk about Maurice Francis, right?
Yeah.
After I finished with the construction thing, start playing cricket, and to do construction and then go play cricket, it take a lot of their body. Man.
Yeah, must.
So I decided, no, I went to England on scholarship. After I come back, I said, you know what? Me not do more construction bars, right? So I started working with Maurice Francis. He has a tire shop in Sweets. A little area called, well, it's St. Anne's, but you know we're talking Antigua, it's a St. Anne. But it's St. Anne's.
Curtly, I'm so happy you said that because I've always heard about this Sintan.
St.
The other one is Sintan. So it's Saint
It's
Anne.
St. Anne's,
All right.
but you know we talk. So we just St. Anne. Curtly, where I go? We go St. Anne. You know what I mean? So Mouse had his tire shop and Balu. I'm a partner as well, you know. So I used to go by him and just help him out. And every weekend he give me a little change to put on pocket. I wasn't really working, just help him out. Because I went there one time and said, used to ride bicycle and thing. So when people say, oh, I look skinny, I strong, Taddy, right, I strong. So if we're talking about you look weak, I always strong. Can we look at the cattle and the thing, you know what I mean? Pull back cattle and her ground, big potato and all them things. So me go up real country boy, you know? And so ride bicycle, I just go by Balu and just hang out to them and say, you know what, I feel like I can fix tire, you know? I use the machine and every week I give a little change, you know what I mean? And then Maurice Francis would hire me on to help Balu and thing, you know? And just to start working there, fix tire, put on new tire, change the car oil and all the things. So a lot of people don't know things. So I used to fix that. Even when I play for West Indies and come back, and Maurice moved now to Midway, I used to still go there and tell Balu, not because I haven't done this for a while, you know, I can still fix tire.
You can still do it.
Yeah, I can jack up people's car and people just cuss. What are you doing? You're international cricketer. You see what? I said, no. You see, that's the difference between me and you. I never get where I came from.
Exactly.
These guys used to look after me, Balu used to take up Maurice Francis' car to drop me factory to practice. Maurice just cuss. Can you want taxi and thing?
Right.
I told them Balu come back a little late. So over the years I said to him, well, you see, you just cost about, you see, I'm turn out all right.
You pay off. You best pay off.
So I just do all them things, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Let me say good afternoon to Kuma, saying great show, Kuma Rodney. Darby, good to have you on board. George Ferris is back, says, Sir, Caps used to crack me up with all those jokes when we were roommates playing for Leeward Islands.
I'm a roommate, man.
Really humorous and awesome guy. Ed Lewis will say those were the days, real cricket. Randy used to tell guys he can. Okay, I think what he's saying. Curtly used to tell people he can bat more than he can bowl.
I want to be a batman. Yeah, I want to bat. I never want to work hard.
John, the man wasn't a good batsman. Hey, John, guess what? He never scored a century. If he scored a century, he would jump on the 90th test match.
That's a good one. I don't know who scored century, right?
Well, I can only talk of the one experience I know where he really cherished his batting. I don't remember if he got caught or whatever, but I just he licked off his stump, bloop, when one of the matches at the time. I said, boy, you really taking batting serious.
I used to love my batting, man. Because I always figured if somebody beat up my bowling, I want to beat up somebody bowling too. But growing up in Sweets, man, trust me, it was a nice, close knitted community. Everybody know everybody. You know, when I go Sweets now, half the people I don't know. You know, because most people move out.
Things change.
But we were really close knitted.
But currently, go back a bit. You spoke about your initial love was for basketball
or football or soccer. Some people call it. Yeah.
Now, what clinched you to forego those interests and then now solely devote to cricket? Was it getting into the Antigua team?
Well, not exactly. I have to give my mother and Sweets people a lot of credit. Another guy I have to mention as well is a guy we call Hugh C. Gore. Right? Hugh Gore was like a mentor, still is to me. I remember playing the Sweets first. Hugh Gore's asked come around, give me some word of advice and encouragement, you know, and telling me certain things. So Hugh have been there from Semi Taddy, from way back before I became Curtly Ambrose, this great bowler. So these guys really helped to shape me into what I became, right? And Hugo, I have to give a little credit. Up to this day, even if he call me sometimes when I'm on tour, I say looking frustrated, you know. Because they're bowling well, the wicket's not coming. Right. So listen, you're bowling well, and then you talk. Because you know, you're bowling well. We're frustrated yourself up. You know, just listen to me, you're doing well. The wickets will come. Can you talk with authority?
Right.
Good man, you see. But I mean, so I have to give those guys credit. And Ed Lewis was the guy from Swiss, Enoch and them. Because they really push me and keep pushing me. Because I mean, for me, even when, not to move too far ahead, but even when I play for West Indies, I remember every opportunity I get, I'm on the basketball court. Or if a football season, we play football. And I remember, but I'll tell you something. When I was selected for West Indies in 1988 for the first one day against Pakistan to go Jamaica, up at old ABS, Parade Range, right. There was a basketball court just opposite.
It still is.
Still there? Right. And I was supposed to travel to Jamaica tomorrow. And tonight, I'm on the basketball court, you know, playing basketball. I didn't take it that sweet people start to cuss. You're crazy. You're traveling tomorrow. I said, so what? Basketball and Hugo get to find out after. called me and said, but even me only know you play basketball, I'm start the game. No make you do nothing, you're crazy. And he went on for about 2 years. Right? Because I still play basketball every opportunity I get.
Right.
I went to Barbados for a test match. And while warming up, I stand up on the ball. The guy's knocking up. I stand and turn my ankle. I still play the game, ankle fat so. But my ankle struggle through the game. Win the game, come home. The same day I reach home.
Yeah, in the basketball court.
With a fat ankle so. Swiss have a basketball game down at Villa. And me say, ankle not. I go to basketball. If you see me limping on the basketball court, right? And it took me 2 years of international cricket to start taking it serious. No, I'm a proud man. Once the bell ring, I'm step over that rope, you get 100%.
Fair enough.
But every opportunity, football, basketball. And 2 years into my international career, sweet people decide, you know what? Done with this foolishness. Because you have to ready start to play basketball or football. Sweet people say, you know what? No more football.
Keep you out of the register.
Yeah, no more football, no more basketball, and I register you. And someone start talking serious, I say, you know what? Boy, let me take this thing serious here. Because the man in the Swiss decided, you know what? You done with this foolishness.
Then I get a play.
Nah, give me a play. And you can rest I can't play. And apart from that too, when England came to West Indies in 1990, I was sick for Leeward's final game against Jamaica.
Okay.
We clean sweep the same year, 1990.
Yes.
I played the first 4, and the last game I was sick. I wasn't supposed to play. And the manager, who is now Cricket West Indies president, Ricky Skerritt, tell me, Ambi, no man, you have to come to Jamaica. I said, man, I'm sick. I can't. He said, no, you know. I said, but we already won a tournament after 4 games. Nobody can catch us.
Right.
Give Carl Tuckett, you know, a little chance to play. He said, no. So when Jamaica bowled 1 spell and then done for the game, couldn't make it. Right, which was disappointing.
Right.
But we still won the game. Berlin Baptist and Hamish Anthony cleaned them up. As a matter of fact, we landed in Jamaica today. And the Jamaicans, if Uno was sweep, you have to buy a broom. It's a about clean sweep, eh?
Yes.
Uno have to buy a broom. Sweep. And we did, and you beat them a thing, you know. But what about the Jamaicans, the Levantines, the lovely ones?
Yeah.
So it's about Uno have to buy a broom and be there and then clean them up, right? So clean up everything. And the first test match, I wasn't selected. The claim say I was still sick. I'm not going to tell you about the politics in West Indies cricket. Before I left Jamaica, the members of the West Indies Cricket Board said to me, we will organize a doctor for you to get checked and everything. So in my mind I said, what? They're looking after me? Because I was going to see my doctor when I get home.
Right.
So they said, no, we'll make the appointment, everything. And I said, okay, they're looking after me. Because I mean, I just about 2 years international cricket, and I've done well.
Right.
I got home, and the appointment was in the afternoon, 1 o'clock or something, right? And after we went and did the appointment, got the clearance, doctor said everything good, you're good to go, everything. And I was playing the Swiss at the time too. A couple of games to keep me in shape, coming over test match coming, I want to be in shape. Went to the afternoon, 1:30, whatever it was, for the appointment, got it all clear. So I passed by my wife. Well, we were now then.
Right.
My girlfriend, she lived in All Saints. So I left the doctor, drive up. Them days I use a Mouse Fancy's vehicle.
Okay.
Give me a vehicle to drive, you know. Because I want to buy a vehicle. Mouse Fancy, buy a vehicle for what? You know own them much. You go every 3 months, say, yo, I'll give vehicle park up, and your vehicle right here. So it's you, his vehicle. Say, you enjoy your career. Vehicle come later.
Right.
So I drive by my girlfriend. When I got there, here she. You know what? Because she loved cricket, yeah? It's not because of me. Long before that, she loved cricket.
Okay.
So she said, you know, they don't pick them team for the first test. I said, no. They don't jack match you. You used to read the sport at the 12 o'clock edition.
Right.
She said, yeah. I said, no. Because President 11 was going on as well in Jamaica. Right. And the norm was, after President 11, you select a team.
Right.
You select a team in the middle of the game. And my girlfriend tell me, they select a team, ain't not in it. I said, you didn't hear right. Because the game's still going on, and the non-pick team after. She said, I'm telling you, I hate in this sports. So they sent me to the doctor. After you select the team, you know what I mean? Pick the team and take away. And then, however, they lose the game. They pick the team for the second test for Guyana. I was not in the squad as well. And they said, well, you know what? Hell with them. I don't really care, man. And Michael Marshall pulled out of the Guyana thing. So they called me to go. And I think it was it was Hot Isaac or one of them guys from the cricket board called me to say I've been selected to go Guyana. I was done with Taddy practice. And Hugo was down there too. And Hugo get the news and said, boy, I'm happy for you. I said, me not going to Guyana. Just so me not going to Guyana. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, if I wasn't fit enough yesterday, I can't fit today. Me not going to Guyana. To hell with them. And he go beg me, go prove them wrong. I'll never get those words. Go and prove them wrong. I'm say, Hugo, boy, you see me, you're good, right? I was expecting, but me not going to Guyana. I'm not a yo-yo. You're not fling and catch me. You know what I mean? And Hugo beg, literally crying. I said, go. Prove them wrong. Those will stick to my head. I said, all right. And I went, the game wash out and thing. 4 days wash out. Then the last day, unofficial one-day game. Okay. We get 4 for 19 or something and whatever. End up getting 20 wickets from the remaining 3 test match. They managed series and thing and rah. But West Indies politics wasn't easy.
Still not easy.
I never look back.
I want to get into the politics of it. Like a controversial stuff. In politics, I mentioned it last week in the class you was here now. You were in the card of a Troy in Trinidad.
That's correct, yes. Clyde Cumberbatch, the umpire.
You currently may fling the ball?
No. My action clean as anybody. I tell you what. I learned after what happened. Tony Gray got his arm broken on a tour. So he was just coming back to try to get back to West Indies cricket.
Right.
Ian Bishop, my good friend, was just coming on the scene, bowling quick and look the part. So now I just come on the scene too. That was 1988. Right, Beverly Williams and Larry Gomes was playing as well. And I remember watching cricket. Larry Gomes never hook on them thing there.
Right.
So in my mind, said, "Me go play with some shot." So he ain't gonna take me out. I've seen him, and he just drop and ching, and he ain't gonna take me. So I say, "Yeah." So bump him out the first innings, caught. Second innings, get him out again. And in the second innings, about 20 overs the first innings, 3 for 30 something. Can you know me arguing at once?
Right.
Second innings, in the 9th over, that time was Elko. Willett was the captain.
Yes.
Atto was the vice captain. Second innings, we got about 8 or 9 overs. Or no ball. I said, what? But I was even thinking square then. Is Atto pick it up? As he come the batch. So we thought maybe 3 man behind square.
Yeah.
Right. Going short ball, and he can't 3 man behind square.
Right.
So then look, there's a fine leg and a D back was square. So I said, well, no, the other man. So what's going on? And then Atto realized the man calling for throwing. So Atto asked him, where call the man for? And not up to, but he's dead and gone now, yeah? Bessie, so not up to this day before he dead, he ever answer. You know, you're upright, stand up just so. I don't ask him, where call the man for? He never answer. He never call again. He had to, hey, make our tapley. So I started to walk off. And then the manager, Hesketh Benjamin, I said, boy, from St. Kitts, came out and kind of quiet us down and said, let's continue. Brian Lau played the game too. Just came on the scene too.
Right.
And not up this day, Combat's dead and gone, he ever answer. I never call again. And a couple of months later, I made the West Indies team, went to Trinidad, I saw him as the umpire. Hey, Mr. Ambrose, how are you? And honestly, I was going to give him too strong language, right? And I said, no, right above that. I said, I'm good, Mr. Cumberbatch, I'm still around. And then,
Yes.
That was it. Never answered to this day, right? But what I get to understand now, guys confessed to me after, that they did it to try and stop me.
To stall you.
Yeah, because I feel I'm threatening Tony Gray players,
Right.
and I might keep out Ian Bishop. So it was a setup like to kind of destroy me. But that would have made me stronger. But tell us something else before that. This man, he ain't easy, I get the one game for Leeward Islands in 86. 87, I went to the camp up at Police Ground. All the guys, big guns are back. Ferris, Merrick, Winston Benjamin, Eldin Baptist, and myself, and Kenny Benjamin. So I said to myself, you know what? With the big boys back, I won't make the first 11.
Right.
But I'll be in the 13 as a backup fast bowler. That was my thinking.
Right.
I got to be honest. I'm not going to make it ahead of them guys.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, Antigua people who was at the session don't have me in the 11, Hear them curtly ambush and who go shade the new ball. So we kind of feel what? Chance of ball, And it went on, and I was really good. They picked 13 players. I was in the 13. We surprised a lot of people in Antigua.
Taddy, you want to be the selector?
I don't remember.
I don't think Taddy was. Taddy was the guy that beat it. They picked 13.
And you went in the 13?
Not 13. They picked 4 reserves. And I was not in 4 reserves either. So they picked 17 players, and I wasn't in the 17. When most people think I have to play.
In the when was it, you'd be in the first 11?
Exactly. I said, what is this? You know, Taddy sent call me. He was no selector, not a fact.
Oh, okay.
He sent call me factory, right? And you know, Taddy dread and thing. He just finished his session. So he was covering the pitch. I mean, never forgot that. He covered the pitch, right? And he pulled the thing and Mr. Taddy, what's up, man? He said, cool. He said, want to see me. I'm sure you might remember. And he said, up to this day, he looked at me till I pulled the covers, right? And they say, you know, if you want me, I want my dinner pick you. You must have been too good. I'll never forget those words. I'm going to flip on them, man. And we just laugh about it, you know. And they say, anyway, I'm done with you. Not up, he didn't look up yet, right? But he know I was supposed to be in the squad.
Right.
But you know, that's all. Then 88, Baptist and Winston Brendan was in India. He was in his team. Got my opportunity again. Never look back.
Let me see.
So those are stories for our viewing audience.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not because I was so successful. It was smooth sailing. It wasn't smooth sailing.
But I
had the ups and downs in between.
I remember the children that incident very well.
Yeah,
you
boy.
never show by and like.
I never yet.
They want to squeeze you.
Boy, they want to squeeze me out, man. But you know, that made me stronger.
That's the cricket politics.
That's true.
It
made me stronger, you know. Yeah, man.
Okay, what George is just saying here, Sir Caps, remember one of my lady friend told me who she heard set up umpire Cumberbatch to call you for throwing.
Yeah, the Trinidad people did that, you know. And I tell you something, right? After that, it took me a few years to really gravitate towards Trinidad people. You know? I mean, I had everybody, yeah? But you cannot give me this stain. I said, you know what? Me not do Trinidad, man. But after a few years, you know, we kind of let it go, and then they kind of worship, you know, they worship me so much and thing. I don't know how you remember that. 1992-93, when we went to Australia, and we won that series and thing, right? And we came back. Richie was a young chap thing and thing, and nobody gave us a chance. And anyway, you know the whole thing. And then we went to Trinidad in 93 to play against Pakistan. Up to that point, you know, I was still bitter. You know, about 4 years, right? I was still bitter. When I go to Trinidad to play, I'm very stone-faced. I was play, do that, I ain't spelling nobody, right? And then in 93 now, we went to Pakistan and we won, you know. And then start to feel like something a bubble. So the guys have to go to the bathroom. So I went back in and they started to run around the field the one before me. You know, before I got back out. And when I came out the dressing room now, alone, running to the field, the Holy Queen's Park just, because I just came back with most wickets and triple the year, and I was really in top of my game.
Right.
When they come out and everybody stand ovation, I say, you know what, time to forgive them. You know?
They paid their dues.
Yeah, so you know what, yeah. So that's when I forgave them. I said, no problem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the legendary Sir Curtly Ambrose, and we're just reflecting on the times, you know, growing up in the village of Sweets and even just getting his feet warm into the Antigua, Leeward Islands and West Indies team. And so we just completed about 3/4 of our journey, and so we're gonna go on the back end of our journey, where we'll probably speak a little bit of his you know, his international career and the bridges that he would have built, and you know, the friendship, and you know, how he would have really navigated through those challenging times. Again, we want to compliment our platinum sponsor, the ACB Caribbean. Simple, smarter banking, 43 years with the Parish League circuit, and we're eternally grateful for their continued contribution. Seco Pharmacy for all of your pharmaceutical needs. Be sure to check them right there on the corner of High and Tempest Street. Carol and her team at Brands for Less. Anything you need, all clothing for men, children, and women, anything you so desire, you can have them right there. Digicel, the bigger, better network, cool and smooth. Mega distributors for your Blue Mountain Water, and Hutchinson Wholesale for your Pine Hill Juice. All right. So, okay, let me see. So let me just get through these texts that just came in here quickly before we move on. Okay, that's that. All right. Now, Curtly, as you said, you started late. Let's say age 20, I think 22.
I was 20 when I started playing for Sweets.
Sweets, 20. When Taddy is a little different here because most of our guests sitting here, they would say, they started to play for their team at 11, 13, 16, stuff like that. When you got around the Swedes team, what was the encouragement like from the senior players? Who were some of the senior players that you would have looked up to in that time in the development of your career?
Of course, Enoch Lewis, Ed Lewis, because these guys played for Antigua, and then gone to Leeward Islands as well. And many people thought that Enoch should have played for West Indies. So those guys were really the guys that we were proud of, right? So they were really in the corner, mostly Ed, because Ed is kind of guy that, like I said, dragged me to my house every weekend and thing, and Ed was a driving force, right? Enoch was a little bit more reserved, but once we're in the field, he would talk to me and thing, but Ed was the one that, come on, see me, let's go play cricket, and OJ Steele, can't forget him either. Right. These guys would drag me. So those guys were really there to guide me along, and I felt very comfortable with them. So I wanted to really be as good as them as well, playing for Antigua and Leeward and stuff, and that kind of thing. So it was really good. Like I said, we were close in knit community, and we were really together.
Before we came on the air, I remember we had a little conversation where Taddy was saying that you were bowling you wanted to bowl all Yorker, I think it was, and then the short ball wasn't really a part of your armory. How did you make that transition, to balance that? Actually, I think at the end of the day, your career would have been defined as being one of the most disciplined bowler with the line and net. I remember listening to cricket in my younger days when every time Ambrose coming to bowl, he's bowled him, and then you kind of, as your career went on, it was more this line and net.
Right. Well, when I started first, obviously as a rookie, got into cricket late and never really had no experience like that. So my philosophy was bowl a couple of short balls, put your batsman back on the back foot. And when you're looking for another short one, slip in the Yorker. So that was so I was a Yorker, bounce a Yorker kind of bowler. Right? And it worked for me quite well in the earlies. And then I got to international cricket and quickly realized it won't work that much. The standard is so different, and what really motivated me as well to change up was Malcolm Marshall.
Okay.
And when I mention that, some people might think it's something that him and I sit down and spoke about. No. Malcolm Marshall, it took me about 2 years to gain his respect. He used to love Bishop and think that Bishop is going to be the greatest thing.
The next thing.
Never really cared much about me. And I'll tell you why. We were in England in '88. Bishop was there as well. Haven't played a game yet. I played 3 tests against Pakistan in the Caribbean.
Right.
Went to England playing as well. So I had a little experience.
Yes, right.
And in the 4th test match, which would be my 7th, Bishop didn't play a game yet. Had potential. I was destined for greatness. But I got the man in match in the 4th test match. Pick up 7 wickets and thing. And we won the game and thing. So at the press conference, Malcolm Marshall was with me as a young man. They always have a senior player with you just to kind of guide you through.
Right.
And I remember the guy who did the interview said, Malcolm Marshall, Curtly Ambrose seemed to be a good one for the future. He's looking, getting wickets, doing well. And I'll never forget, all he said was, Curtly Ambrose is an upcoming fast bowler, but Ian Bishop will be the holy terror of West Indies cricket. So he's basically dismissed me.
Right.
And I took that personal. And I said to myself, you know what? This man don't think I'm any good. And then we played a test match. Well, prior to that, we played a test match at Lord's, bowling to Alan Lamb. And I bowled a couple of short balls and he had been hopping. And I said, okay, the Yorker can slip in now. And the Yorker is a high risk delivery, yeah? Margin of error is so small.
Right.
It could be a low full toss or half volley if you don't get it right. And it turned to be a half volley. And Lamb hit it back at me. And I stopped him in the boot, And Marshall was at mid-off. Start cuss. Huh? What are you doing? This Yorker thing can't work. Nobody ever drive bird. Can I call Joel Garner bird?
Bird, yeah.
Nobody ever drive bird like that. And the man, so I was shocked. I said, man, as a rookie, and you're a senior player, you expect to come and guide me.
Right.
Pull and the man just roughed me up and I said, what? And then 2 matches later, when I got a man match, and he said what he said. I said, you know what?
Kind of confirmed to you that he wasn't really in your
corner. So I went
corner.
back in the room and I said, you know what? I'm going to prove this man that I can play cricket and come as good as him, and I kind of take, right? So I tell myself, you know what? One thing I like about that, he made a big point. The Yorker thing won't work as much. So I decided, you know what? Don't give no ones away. So I developed this thing about bowling just short of a length, where you're not full to drive or back to cut or pull. It's in between length.
Right,
and I went and I work on that. Just because he told me them things, I said, I'm going to prove to you that I can play this game and thing, and you don't have to like me. I don't care, but and that's how that short of a length thing come and just, I start hit people at and thing, which feel nice when you're snakes them to people reaching, you know what I mean? That just feel nice to, you know what I mean? So
well choreographed.
Yes, so that's how it developed. Yeah.
I want to tell you about Kurt like a bit, Can you keep mentioning Steele.
OJ Steele,
yeah, man. Steele reminds me of something. Like Ed said, the good old days of Parish League. Okay, what happens? Steele and Curtly were the fearsome guys to Sweets.
Yes.
And then you got at Liberta, you got P. Bone, Feldman Bone, and
Feldman, and yes. And Hungry, man, yeah.
Freetown, now you got Jackson and Hug.
And Hug, yeah.
Jackson, Glenn Jackson.
Yeah.
So almost everywhere you go, you got two fearsome fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Some guys, and those guys, Sweets and Curtly and Steele was a knockdown man. No?
Yes, he knocked down. I tell you about that. In 1985, before playing for Antigua, I got second the same year. Sweets won the double, the 2-day competition and the 1-day. We beat Barnsley in the 1-day at Vacation Ground. The time they come Vacation Ground, we feel like a king, It's a big test venue.
Well,
it's a far cry to Sweets.
Before we go to Recreation Ground, Eddie say something here about Recreation Ground. Eddie said the first game he played for Sweets in Recreation Ground from 10 to 6, he asked if we were crazy.
Yeah, man, so we played against Barnsley and the pitch was green and juicy and still not long guy there, right? As a matter of fact, before that, he played 2 hook shots and missed. And I remember Enoch Lewis went up to him from slip and said, boss, he bowled a little too quick for you. Forget about the hook shot. And he didn't listen. And the next ball, he bat reach here. He gets smacked in the face. I never see more blood toddy. I felt sick. And then we won the game. And little after that, we played 2 games against Pickards. They got Bacchus and the brother Barry. Right? And Bacchus for about a week or more, walking about St. John's tongue. Wow, what did I go to Sweets? Bacchus kill Sweets and this and that. But Barry was a better Batman than Bacchus.
Oh, wait. Bacchus claimed he's much better than Barry. And I tell Bacchus,
no, Barry was better than Bacchus.
I want John to hear now.
Yeah, no, but he was better than Bacchus.
Well, I tell you, I hear that on the cricket clubhouse too, on the Pickett's clubhouse too. That Barry was better than Bacchus, but Bacchus will never admit that. When Bacchus will come?
Bacchus will admit that, but Barry was a better player than Bacchus. I played against both of them.
Okay.
And Bacchus Walker was sent on tongue for a week or 2 weeks. Wow, why did I go to Sweet? Don't kill the Sweet. And he swear, can you Bacchus are playing him out?
Yeah, oh my.
And me get Sweet, I'm telling me swear the man there. Even if I get no wickets, have a kill Bacchus. That was my team. You don't want a wicket, have a kill Bacchus. And so I went over there and you want to kill him so bad, right? And then still knock him down. Knock out 2 teeth today.
Oh my.
And boy, let me tell you, but it was sickening. I mean, I felt sorry for him. But when you look back, I said, boy, he chats so much. A man went out of his stand and pick up with 2 teeth. And I said, what do I do? The man said, boy, we got Parish and we're the woman there.
Oh my, Bacchus, big up remind about this one, everybody. This is the news.
Seriously, still, he went to pull about fluffy edge. I hit him in the face, Them they not get helmet and all kind of thing.
Yeah.
A few years later now, he working for the US Embassy. Up at Hospital Hill. So when they get my visa, right, to go to the States, and this lady, I can never forget her name, named Anne Syret. She was a big lady.
Yes, it's true. I remember that name too.
Syret.
Yes.
Her husband was a cricket freak.
Okay.
So when she heard Kurt Williams was out there looking to get visa, she came out and said, come Mr. Amos, come. Took me to her office, right? But Bacchus said, don't tell the whole staff how good he was as a cricketer. So they grabbed me come now. So here she is, Anne Syret. I would never got her name. Anne Syret, she gave me them days to get indefinite.
Right.
So I got that from me and Balu, my partner, got of him as well. And she said, man, how good was what Backer's first name?
Garfield.
How good was Garfield? Because he kept telling us he was a bit on your bowling and he was so good cricketer. And honestly, right, I was gonna bust his bubble. I say he was never no good. But I said, no, don't do it. I say he was all right, it wasn't too bad. He said, but the way he talked like he was such a special, you know. Well, tell him, but those are good fun days, you know.
Currently, before we're running down, but I want to go back just a bit before we fly into the West Indies. But just tell us a little bit about your relationship. You spoke a bit about it earlier with Taddy, but more on the cricket field itself and that factory setting, what it was like working with Taddy.
I enjoyed it because I believe in setting high standards, and I'm a very proud man. And whatever I do, I want to be the best at it. And if I'm not the best, I must be in the conversation, right? And Taddy set certain standards. When you go to the factory, people have to work hard. It's no Mickey Mouse thing, right? He'll drill you until you get it right. And like I said, the compliments are few and far between. So if you get a compliment from Taddy, you know you're real exceptional, right? Even though deep down, he know that we're doing well. But now look at, I believe in his mind, if you start complimenting too much, you might kind of get complacent and say, drill you and say, well, your favorite word, I June the crab, you know, and that kind of thing. So I really enjoy my stint because he push you.
Right.
So he as well shaped me to be the kind of aggressive and, you know, kind of cricketer I become, because, I mean, you don't have to lose it. That's another thing, right? And speaking about that, I think you still owe me some money for that semi-professional thing, you know. I still owe me some money, you know. But those qualities that he had as a coach, and of course he know the game, so he now guess the kind of thing is that guesswork business.
Right.
So I usually like that. He push you, you know. When you're done with him, and you know come good, then you just probably don't have it. Right. So I usually enjoy them times. Yeah.
But John, I don't want to get to before we ask you a few little things though about this. You say solo basketball. What is the most points you score and so? How many bones you put it on?
All right. Well, I tell you what. I am proud to say that every single competition I've played in Antigua in basketball, I've won a title. And don't be telling me other guys are better than me as I contribute.
Wait. I want to take it, you know, over stuff. So that I couldn't play good.
No, but no, I could have played. That's the difference, right? I win because I played in the top league for Antigua since I stopped playing cricket. I started with Villa, with Super, you know Super, and Fat Manny brother, and Rasai.
Okay.
I played with them guys from Dung Villa.
Okay.
Bird. Big Bird was the coach.
Yeah, okay.
So it was only in the night.
Yes.
Because I said to her, because we Olina and me good and Bowley.
Right.
So I said to them, I want to play some basketball, man. I need a team. And Olina said, don't worry, you don't need a course. Don't worry, me gonna fix you up. And go into Villa. I spent a couple of seasons there, and then me Bird kind of get a little bit upset with Bird for some of his tactics. And before me, I just body slammy, right? But it's like, we're gonna move on. And Naba, Police Naba, was a defense force. And before that, if they are play, he Naba, Ambi, Mawawa Center, come a defense force. I'm say, Naba, you are a big squad, Buju and Little and all them. Me now come in the defense force too good. You want team and we can help.
You can help, right.
But after me Bird kind of get a little bit upset the Bird, so let me walk away. So when defense force, I'm a first year, we win the championship. And I can tell you something. My contribution. Seconds left in the game, and Winston never asked him. Seconds left in the game, and the game time. Seconds left, and we have Buju and Little and Mario Davis. So we got some national players and thing. And the game seesaw and never put me in. And the game tie. Seconds left, and we shoot and we miss. And of course, I have presence. You know what I mean? We get the rebound, right? And Kurt Luby was playing at the same time.
Yeah.
Was it Braves or was it West 5? Who is playing for? But anyway, Kurt Luby, you know Kurt Luby.
Yeah.
He was playing for that team. And we get the rebound, muscly. I get the rebound, right?
It was a muscle, wait a minute.
Well, I might look ball, keep on the strong.
Aye.
So, massacre.
I'm dashing and okra.
Massacre, I'm going to get the rebound, right? And then my first instinct was, find bourgeois on the man. But then the man cannot black them out.
Right.
I said, you know what? We have to take the shot the ball. So I fake, Kurt, and he go up. So when you come down, then we start to go up now. Hit on 2-pointer. We up by 2. Second, the call timeout, and get him on his bam, win the game by 2 points. Just what they were talking about, that was a big shot, you know. Right? Okay, that's all as me, right? So my contribution, don't mind, I make my contribution, man. You know what I mean? Or you want to see me that year thing, you know.
Taddy, Eddie come back again. Taddy, that's why he stopped playing for Antigua at 98 games, because he wasn't accustomed to losing in whole career. That's why he stopped playing for West Indies. Now we go off track a bit. Dancing with the Stars. Australia. I was so surprised when I saw this thing. I mean, how did you get into that, really?
The organizers of the show sent me an email asking me to be part of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, okay.
And when I started reading, I just closed it down and said, not me. I know I can dance reggae and calypso jam. I got natural rhythm, but Dancing with the Stars, ballroom dancing, and I know a little bit about it. I said, not me and that. So I ignored the email. Sometime later, a second email came asking me again, did you get the first email? We want to invite you. I said, these people serious. So I went to my wife and my girls, because I have 5 daughters. I ain't got no son. So I said to them, there's a possibility I could go to Australia for Dancing with the Stars. And within a second, all of them say, you have to go. Because they follow the American version.
Right.
And they said, but Dance with Stars, I don't know about them ballroom dancing, and Daddy, you have to go. It's a big thing, and so I was outnumbered 6-1. So I said, but I have to think about it. Not think about. And I said, you know what? It's a new challenge. And when they talk about Curtly Ambrose, everybody think about this big, mean, aggressive, fast bowler. So I said, well, I want to show them a softer side. So I decided I'm going to go. Went to Australia in January. And I spent 3 months in Australia,
Okay.
Because the show was in February, whatever, but had to be a month before to start to train and practice.
Right.
So I got there, and they picked me up with a nice Australian girl. She's a professional dancer. She's about 5'2".
Yeah, I saw that difference.
So when I met her for the first time, I'm 6'8", she's 5'2". I tell myself, trouble here. This not gonna work. Me up here, she down here. How we go? I said, this not gonna work. And I said to her, how we gonna do this? I'm up here, you don't need, how we gonna? She said, don't worry, we gonna. She never know who I was.
Right.
She just know Curtly Ambrose. But what happened now? Her father is a cricket freak.
Oh, okay.
So she called her father. She was telling me that. I said, I have this guy from the West Indies, some cricketer named Curtly Ambrose. His father jumped on the skin. What? You girl, that's a legend. I started to tell you. And she went Googling and realized, I'm just not a regular cricketer. Because she never went to cricket. The father said, what? And they came over to Sydney. Because she's from Melbourne.
Right.
But the father and mother came over to Sydney to meet me and thing and met the family and telling her, that's a legend. You're very fortunate and ding. But it went well. She was really good. And we pulled it off. I had a lot of fun, but trust me, you only see that the 90 seconds dance, yeah? Training is 3 hours every day, not Taddy. I said to her, because her name is Siobhan.
Okay.
I said, Siobhan, when I go training, right, for cricket, I never train with 3 hours. And I'm doing training with 3 hours. And I said to her, even when I go training, because I know what I have to do, I can make a little shortcut here and get right. But with that, you can't have a shortcut. 3 hours every day for 3 months. Listen, if you're not tired, I have to remember, left foot first, or is it right? It was tough, but I enjoyed it. So the 90 seconds of competition night, man, as you can see, I totally enjoyed it. My wife came over, supporting me and let me tell you, I had a wonderful time. And she told me, Wednesdays, her boyfriend play music, guitar in a band.
Oh, okay.
And when she realized I play music too,
I
met her boyfriend, right? So after 3 hours of training, I tired away to go home. I have to sit for another hour maybe with her boyfriend talking music. I said, Jesus Christ. She plays guitar, I play bass, right? So like 4 hours every day. but not every day, because he don't come every day.
Right,
You know, so I've come, you know, music and, but let me tell you, man, I said, oh, God, boy, it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Would I do it again? I don't know. I mean, the dancing is good, but the 3-hour sessions.
You're looking for another challenge.
Probably another challenge, something different, you know, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
But tell us a little bit about your music career now.
Oh, yeah, music. How the music started? So Richie, before he became captain, we were roommates on tour. And you know, guys do different things to unwind and relax.
Right.
For me, if I have a TV and the music, because them days in the earlys, a Walkman we had.
Walkman, yes.
Right. And like nowadays, I got everything on the phone or everything, Walkman. So whatever my music and the TV, I'm good. Richie's up his guitar with him. And after days painting, to relax yourself, strum his guitar, I used to hit the table and we just sing and enjoy ourselves, you know. And one day I said to Richie, we're in Birmingham, and right around the corner from the hotel was a music store. I said, Richie, on Crocus from the Burning Flames, and my idol, I think he's the best thing in the business. I love the way Crocus play bass, and you know, so every time I go Burning Flames jam, if you're not dancing, Crocus may focus pan, you know. And I said to Richie, well, I'm going to buy a bass guitar. Never touched an instrument in my life, no nothing but playing. And so Richie followed me go in the corner, and them days Crocus playing a headless bass. So I figured headless bass, I buy that too.
You buy that too?
So I bought the headless bass, right? Got Crocus using that, have be a good bass. And Richie started showing me the notes and things, that's a C, that's a G, whatever, you know. And then I started fooling around on it, you know, trying to thing. And when I got home now, I went to Ossie. That's Kenneth Benjamin brother, who's the play for Eliku. Everton. Everton. Play for Eliku. Silky, Hector, and Zamba, and Bike and them guys. So I used to hang with them guys in the mid-90s. So when I got over and told them with bass, I went to see Everton, that's what we call it, Ossie or Tan. As a Tan, I need to learn them notes on the bass. So you can sheet of paper, I write out all the notes for me on every string. And I walk it that everywhere I go. Looking at it, learning, put it down. Okay, F sharp, G. What come after that? Take a little P. And I was back in school. And then learn the fretboard entirely, right? And the first song I learned to play, it was Everton, Ossie, show me. The first calypso was Island Girl from the Burning Flames. Because the bass line sounds simple. I said, well, I can play that. I think I can play that. So he showed me. And the first reggae was Stir It Up, Bob Marley. Sweet bass line again. And I said, no, so that's the two songs. And me and Richie used to bang next song every day until I get weary. Because there were two songs we can play.
Right.
And then came back home and thing, went to the States. Kind of my father, my brother, and two sisters live in New Jersey. So went in the summer, went to Samash, bought me some books and DVDs and stuff about bass playing to try to educate myself, right? And well, before that, Bankers, Jordan Ball, Gavin and Bankers and them had a show somewhere, and me Richie was there, and he invited us to play two songs, right? So the same two songs, you know, we don't play them. I kill myself, I try to learn a new song. We go play two songs. Everything went well. People say, "What? And was Richie play music?" You know, I can only play two songs. So you play music? Yeah, it went well. We gone on a tour. When we come back, we Jordan Ball and mash up. So Richie started to say, Lord, it was a fault. You know? Anyway, Bankers called us and say you want to reform Jordan Ball and call it the Big Bad Jordan Ball. Change the name from Jordan Ball to Big Bad, whatever.
Yes.
I said to Bankers, because my thing was, I'm going to never stop playing cricket. I want to go to music school. I'm going to learn music and hopefully get in a band later on. So Bankers said, boy, I want him. I said, Bankers, I know nothing about music. Playing two songs is easy. But if we go play for 2 and 3 hours when a bandstand, I can't do it. He said, no, we can practice a lot. We said, we can't want to practice the practice. We want to understand music better. And Richie said, boy, Ambi, we can do it, you know. And we talk about him, say, okay. And then Dave Bridgewater, the keyboardist, he came in the band and teach me a few things about music. And of course, I have a book, I'm a DVD and stuff and everything, you know. And nowadays, a YouTube, so you get everything. Everything. Way back in the day, you know. And then a guy named Boggs from Liberta, he played drums. He played bass and played guitar. He used to play for what that experience back then. So good musician, drums, bass and guitar. So when he did it, helped me along with bass and thing, and I saw it wholesome start. I'm gonna get better, and you know, and so that wholesome start from nowhere, and then you know that way be. So music has made me have like a talent, you know, maybe.
Maybe more talent than basketball.
Yeah, so that's basically my life story, basically. You know.
Who's coming in here now? Okay, this is George. This was the most enjoyable, informative, entertaining show. Thank much, guys, especially Rumi Caps. All right, so thanks, George, for those comments.
Paris, we call each other Caps because back in the day when we were playing together, and I want to make a point. You know, I would say Ferris or America. I say, listen, Caps. Right? And then I make my point. So the name kind of stick.
Okay.
I said, listen, Caps. You know what I mean? I'll just call me Caps, you know. Where's the Caps? And you know, so that's the thing, you know.
Joshy is saying when you're in the UK, we can catch up and have a jam. So I guess Joshy wanted to play some music with you. Currently, as we look to wrap up, going a little over time, as you've been sharing quite a bit. When you look back, we haven't really spoken much. Again, I think I have to say, as we said to everybody, you're going to have to come back.
I'll come back another time.
John, that's the first thing he said to me. He said to me, he don't want nobody to show with him. And his first appearance, he wants to be alone. So that's the first thing. So you know he's coming back.
Yeah, he'll come back.
He made his own appointment.
Well, next time I come back, we can bring in Richie or somebody, or Viv or somebody.
That's no problem.
That's fine. But I want to make my debut by myself.
No problem. When you look back at your career, you know, the cricketing career, what would you say would be your most defining moment on the cricket field? I have a few in my mind, but it's just good to hear from you quickly what you would itemize as your most defining moment.
Okay, if you're talking about, let's say, break it down. If you talk about a series win, that trip to Australia, 1992-93, is the best series I've played in, and I'll cherish that more than the others. Why? When I made West Indies team first, we still had Haynes, Greenwich, Viv, Richie, all the big names, Marshall, the big names, Walsh, the big Dujan, the big names. So people expect West Indies to win. So winning all the time was basically a norm. We lost Sir Viv, Gordon Greenwich, Jeffrey Dujan, Malcolm Marshall, basically the same time. Richie took over. Well, so Richie took over the captain in 1992. That won our first against South Africa. And we went to Australia with a very young squad. Young Brian Lara, 2 test match. Jimmy Adams, 1 test match. Some of the guys, no test, you know. So we went there as underdogs. Nobody expect us to beat Australia. Alan Boyd, the captain, the War Brothers, Boone, Marsh, all these guys. So we were supposed to be murdered, right? And we were 1-0 down in the series early. And we pulled back, we won the series 2-1. Right. So that to me was most satisfying because of the situation.
Right at hand.
Before that, we were supposed to win. So that was what we did. So instead of series, that. If we talk about a game now, there are a couple of games I can call. The same South Africa one-off test match.
Okay.
That up there. Bowling England over 46 in Trinidad. Beating England in Barbados when I took 8 for 45, my best innings thing. Because we were 1-0 down. It's the same 1990 I spoke about. 2 games left. Had to win both games to win the series.
Right.
And a game in Barbados was a 4th, and England were looking to draw the game. We set them 360. They're never going to get that once.
Right.
So they were batting well, looking to draw the game. And then Viv took his second new ball. So Viv took his second new ball, gave it to me, got this top one Jack Russell bowled, and then the floodgates open. So that was another. We won the game, and it came in Antigua and banged them 2-1. You know what I mean? So that, and then obviously the 7-for-1 spell against Australia at Perth. So those are the outstanding, you know, performances. But the other performances where I might take maybe 3 wickets to change a game, and people won't look at that too much.
Right.
Because they want to say bulk a wicket. But the others will take maybe 3 wickets that change a game completely for us to win. But those I mentioned will be standard because people, you know, because there are lots of wickets, that kind of thing, you know.
Well, see, John, it's strange that Curtis mentioned that, you know, because cricket is a strange game.
Yeah.
You can be bowling so well at this end. Nobody taking any chances. And then the bowlers when they clean you up. Okay, take chance against then the score was with him, because he too tight. So he take like a chance against John that had bowling so well, and John ended with 6 wickets.
Yeah.
But you know, he may have one.
I may get one,
Yeah.
And people think, well, he didn't bowl well. You know, but that's all.
Yeah, well, that's why they say sometimes the stats doesn't truly reflect
Exactly.
the performance.
It doesn't, yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about going to look to wrap up. Let me see who we have coming in there. Marvin Paul saying good show as usual. Thanks, Marvin. And we want to thank all of our texters and even the silent ones who have logged in, listening to the how should I say, the life and times, not really the life and times, but the experiences of we want to say correctly because he wasn't sir yet, so we're not putting on the sir now. We say correctly
Or Ambi is fine.
or Ambi, you know.
As a matter of fact, you know, people say, Mr. Ambrose, oh, sorry, Sir Kirtley. I say, hold on. I say, hold on. You can call me Kirtley, you can call me Ambi, or you can call me Ambrose. It's okay. Those are mine.
Right.
You can always take back the sir.
Exactly.
You can't take Kirtley.
Can't take
I said, no, but I'm giving you a Jew. I said, okay, no problem, you know. But for me, it's cool, you know.
All right, and so, you know, we had a lot. So as usual, Curtly, what we do, we normally just wrap up, give you a little chance to give you a closing remark, and just to let you know that you will be back sometime down the road where we really dissect now this whole West Indies and the different relations that you would have created along the way.
I just want to say to Taddy, you know, I'm a former coach and a hard task master. You know, to you, John, you know, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed this session. Hope I didn't talk too much and took over the whole show. But you know, when you talk about cricket, there's gambling all the time, you know. And to many viewers and listeners, you know, thanks for tuning in. And I'll be back another time where we could talk about international cricket and the kind of stuff. So thanks once again, and we'll see you guys again sometime soon.
Taddy?
Strange enough that Kurt would have said, I hope we didn't talk too much. Because when I told him upon the camera show, Michael, Kurt, you're going to be on the show. He said, well, I don't want to buy with him. So when Kurt, you're going to want to talk. You know? That's what I wanted for anyway. They don't want to talk. You know, I will listen. You know what I mean? We wanted to talk. You know what I mean? But like I say, Kurt, you understand how close we are. You know what I mean? And it goes well for these guys. You know, the thing about me, John, I don't even go watch cricket now. I'll get the result. Get it? I know what I can do. So I have with them.
Right.
When I say, hey, this guy is good enough, I don't look back. Okay, I know the kind of drill I take them to. They won't let me down. So when I put my neck on the block for them, that's exactly what it is. But he mentioned him too. I must tell you, he's going to be here Monday, the bowling night guy.
Okay.
On Monday. So you can talk a little bit of basketball and all this sort of
Bowling
thing.
night.
Yeah, bowling
I ask him when he come out, but
I'm not going to
I ask him, and he'll tell you.
ask him.
I ask bowling night.
But he's going to be here Monday. You know what I mean? We're trying to get him on, and so people want to make an Andy with Christian in Germany. He's been talking right now.
Oh yeah, Job.
But I can leave Job maybe for our show.
Right.
Okay, you don't know Job too well, but Job was this basketball, football,
yeah. I know Job, man.
Track and field.
Yeah.
And play cricket, a little bit of cricket in the
Right. Yeah, what a
superstar.
all-rounded athlete, man. Yeah, Job. Yeah.
Matter of fact, he won the first medal in Antigua Caribbean.
Yeah, man. Job was an all-rounded athlete, man. Yeah.
But he was compared to West Indies' best goalkeeper and things so for years.
Yeah. So
Young guy,
man. It was really
we
good.
live in Germany, you know.
Yeah.
So the show will be Monday 5:00, 6:30 here.
Okay.
But I know Lukey and bowling night I confirm for
Yeah,
Monday.
Beaumont, Lucky Beaumont, yeah.
Yeah, you know, guys are the pioneers.
Oh,
of
yeah,
basketball.
definitely.
Look at the man at the wings net bag.
Wings,
Yes.
That's correct.
So I think they should have a good show on Monday afternoon. You know,
And don't forget to ask Bowley about my basketball prowess. And before you come in, John, I forgot to mention, Tally has so much clout back in the day. They pick a U team, right, quickly, and had Winston Benjamin and Kenneth Benjamin, right? And they had Kenneth Benjamin instead of Winston Benjamin. Taddy has so much clout. We Taddy look and see Kenneth Benjamin and not Winston. All the Taddy say, wrong Benjamin. and that was it. So So Kenneth couldn't better go and Winston went. That was strong and Taddy, the kind of clout he had, right? All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you heard it from the great one, Sir Curtly Ambrose. We were just reflecting on his early days, and I think that one of the biggest message or points I've gotten from Sir Kirtley here is, don't matter the challenge that is put in front of you, you have to find a way and you have to motivate yourself to overcome it. He spoke about being left out in the test match series, being dejected. He speaking to him and just telling him, prove them wrong. And he took that as a challenge onwards. Spoke about Dancing with the Stars, not knowing too much about that, but going there and just committing himself to that. And it showed you, even starting at maybe a later age than some would have desired, and to what he would have excelled to. I mean, it shows you that once you put your mind, soul, and body to a task, nothing is impossible to achieve. Sir Kirtley has promised he'll be back, and we will get more into his playing days. And I know a lot of you like to hear the politics of West Indies cricket and how we get tossed around in the small islands from time to time, and so we'll dig in a little deeper into that. But we just want to advise everybody, although the curfew hours have been extended, let's still keep ourselves safe. Let's pray for our brothers and sisters in St. Vincent going through that traumatic volcanic eruption over there, and let us also just remember to follow all the protocols still established by our authorities here as we look to ride out this COVID wave. So on behalf of our executive producer, Mr. Mark Charles, you want to say something, Teddy?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Teddy.
Hey, I must say to John, now mention Lucas Woman and Parish League. Because Woman has something to do with Parish League and ACB.
Okay.
It was Lucas Woman, Michael Camacho, and myself who went to organize the sponsorship for this Parish League and ACB. It's 40-something years ago.
Yeah, boy.
Where the guys who went down to the bank to negotiate on behalf of Parish League. So those guys go a long way back. Having Parish League and board with us, So I had to say no, Lucas, so it mentioned my partner Camacho.
No problem. So Taddy Arundel, our co-host, and our wonderful guest, Sir Kirtley Ambrose, who kept us quite on our toes with all of his experiences. I'm your host, Leroy John Baptist, asking everyone to keep safe, and we'll see you. Remember to log in on Monday for Talking Sports with Mervyn Richards, and as you heard, he'll have bowling night and named Lucas Bowman. They'll be here on Monday speaking a little bit of the basketball, and we'll get to do a little introspective of Kirtley's basketball career there, and we will be back next week Thursday with another exciting program of Talking Parish League. So stay safe, everyone.